Okay, this is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster. That's Kitty Kizamasho's Mortist. And this is Fanime Day 3, 26th, Sunday. I'm going to shave tonight. And I'm going to look tomorrow like I'm on way out of the hotel. And that, yeah, I like, freshen up or whatever. I'll have some costume changes involving shirts, but really nothing with the big bag. There was really, maybe this time tomorrow there will be an opportunity for a Teddy Ruxpin joke panel, because there were just too many people. Yeah, it was all a gimmick anyway. He's what you call a MacGuffin in the story. He's there, but he's not supposed to do, like Kitty Key was when Kitty Key was first introduced as the Kitty Key movie of, I think it was like 2015. He's here or something, and he didn't actually do anything. That was the MacGuffin. He was there. He's returned. This is very similar to that outfit. In fact, it might be that outfit. He was also at Bacon. Yeah, so early on, we follow all the rules of conduct on the show early on. And whenever we have a picture, that's an official picture, not the video so much, but the pictures, they're all with permission. There was a convention fan that got woke. There's that expression, that new expression. White guy, and he decided that he would be chivalrous and come. It turned out he wasn't security or anything, but he says, "Were you taking pictures of the convention goers?" It's odd that he would say that. Not just costuming people. I said, "Well, I might have." Oh yeah. Oh, can I see the picture? Oh, it was a picture of me. And then, well, I do ask their permission every time that picture. So, oh, okay. But he asked me about the picture like twice, and then he said, "Oh, okay, you got permission." I was like, yeah, I get permission. I'm not a mosquito. And then afterward, I was thinking maybe because I was getting a little paranoid, security, but it was just security was there. But it turns out that dude was not security. He was just a guy. In fact, earlier this particular con, because I had this black shirt with the lanyard from day one, and they'd taken off part of the costume because it was hot. Because it was hot on day one. It was much cooler today and rainy and stuff. Somebody thought I was one of the gopher runners, and said, "Oh, why aren't you doing your position?" Oh, whatever. So I'm not one of the runners. I'm not on staff. See? They're like, "Oh, I'm not on staff." It only happened at Baycon one year. Yeah, that time of LineCon, because there was LineCon at Fanime, and I wasn't able to get in that year, so there were two LineCons there. Went to the boring ass Baycon thing where they weren't doing anything, because it was the year after 2012. They didn't do anything about it. It's like, there's your theme. I guess they had to plan things in advance, which they could have, because they had a full 8 months to plan something like that. But I guess they didn't want to go there. Anyway, that was Baycon. This is Fanime, where they thought that it was either with them or without them. I'm sure he had gone to. I'm sure he was in the panel, costuming his consent, and he was thinking, well, I'm going to be chivalrous, and then the cat girls will like me, or whatever, or the bunny girls. It's not really the way it works, though. You can't just run up to people randomly and go like, "I saw something." Oh, the guy was shorter than me. I suppose it was a taller guy. And I was in a martial art outfit dressed up. But yeah, yeah. Once he saw that I was not a creeper, then it was okay. So I went on to the Macross movie. I didn't mention much about that during the slide section because of the music that was constantly playing all the time during this one. Probably be the same thing tomorrow. We got about 20 minutes tonight, but we've got about 45 minutes, something like that. The first time, yesterday was 38 minutes, something like that. It's a little shorter than that. But there's almost none of the Teddy Ruxpin thing. So again, it's a MacGuffin. This is not the Blair Witch parody movie. This is a movie where costuming people appear. It's a Fanime con, but he just happens to be there. It's the 25th anniversary of Fanime con. I got 2 dance numbers in there. Kind of cool. But I didn't do any. But so I will probably wear these pants, though, just to be different. So I won't be wearing the jeans on the way out, just because they don't really look like part of a costume. I'm just wearing jeans, although that was a costume. Actually, that black and red shirt was, black and red jacket was identical to the film The Kid Who Would Be King, which just came out a few months ago. It just happened to be, yeah. Anyway, so it wasn't. So I'm not gonna do something else. I'll probably do something halfway space alien thing. There aren't any Star Trek things. That was kind of a Kirk at one point. This is more of a Chimera thing. I think I could probably do something like the TNG jacket with something else similar to that. This black shirt is stinky. Take this off. Yeah, so the Macross thing. Necrosis Delta. It's a very, they didn't show the last 4 minutes. It was pretty much over, because they had to cut to the next one, because they were running late, and they didn't show the subtitles right away. They had to go back and play the subtitles. Whoever was running the computer that was playing it was a computer, hooked up to the projector. Yeah, it was a computer. Somebody's laptop. Which is very clever that they were able to do that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. If you want to show your collection of Macross Robotech movies, hook it up to the projection screen and just up on the wall. Maybe that's how that one day show Chimera in the convention center. For free, of course, just like the other ones would be. That would be cool. If you say, I should put my Star Trek movie up. It's free. Just come and watch it. It'll be on all day. You know, get 2 hours, 4 hours to show that. Oh, yeah. That's not gonna. Yeah, that's not. We're not gonna do that, but it's gonna be online. It'll be easier that way. Somebody else can. Yeah. But the Macross movie, this Macross Delta, it's a new show. It's 2018. There's a little bit of a connection to that Macross 2 that's considered not canon. They kind of went toward that, because they had in Macross Frontier, they had the Cheryl Gnome and the other group and the other thing, or that Macross 2 plus, Macross Plus, and then 7. 7 had Firebomber, and then there was Frontier, which had the Raksha. That's right. Yeah, that's it. So this one was they're on a planet in the story where one of the Macross ships is, and on the planet they're affected by the Vaj, the Vag. It's literally called that. The Viagra virus from Frontier, and it has the bad guy Techo Knight people. So it's got a little bit of a crossover with one of the other Robotech series, Southern Cross, which is kind of neat, and they kind of take over. So there's this weird, yeah, and it was one of his other shows. It was Southern Cross, Macross, Southern Cross, and Space Climber were stuck together. And this one, they kind of paid homage to it. They kind of did that, which was neat, and a little bit of Escaflowne, a little bit of a number of other things. Yeah, in case you ever want to see it, I won't give it away. But yeah, there was this mysterious Lady M who's clearly supposed to be some kind of clone of Min-May. It's really obvious. It's not really a spoiler. It's really obvious. And there is a battle scene very reminiscent of my Macross 7 homage, showing 2 SDF Macrosses fighting each other, very similar to the city fight. I had not seen this movie until today, so I didn't know there was a scene where 2 Macrosses fight in it. But I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's right up there with what happened. The spiritual that takes over the galaxy, it makes the song take over the galaxy. It's very similar to Macross 2, the Illuminator. So it could lead to Macross 2. Macross 2 took place 80 years after the other Macross show. Then it wasn't supposed to be canon, and now it almost is. So we do get a grandchild of Necrosis. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to arrange the appearance of Sparkle and her boyfriend tomorrow or not. So that's what that was about. Not sure. So let's go on to. Let's go on to. I mean, there's thousands of people there, right? Go on to more Macross. Yeah, I mentioned the cities. Let's go on to the rest of the con, I guess. I went to other. Let's see the panels I went to. Okay, I went to. For lunch, I went to Togo's, but I did that first when I showed up. I ate at 11. Then Necrosis Delta was at noon. But at 3 p.m. was Dreams and Memory and Anime. And before that, I found the new candy shop downtown. Social Polity, the half-vegan fusion restaurant, is gone. So if they're going to that, that's gone. It went out of business. It was one of the places opened by San Jose State students in the 2000s as I was leaving it was actually being opened, a little later, 2011 when I was doing the magazine class. When I came back for the magazine class. So yeah. So that was cool. I went out of business though. So the other one that was going into business was the magazine was Helium, Matt Mountford, and the other thing, which I don't think he's on anymore. And the other one was Psycho Donuts. You've probably heard of that. It's real famous. And they do the donuts at the convention. Psycho Donuts. So, yeah. That's a San Jose State person. So, yeah, unlike the guy who thought I knew the voice of Teddy Ruxpin, the animator, I did know of the people that did Helium Magazine. Don't have any connections now. He's left. I don't know him now. Matt Mountford. So, there's a name. So, yeah, Dreams and Emery. So at the candy shop, I get this, ginger beer. I had one last year. I had another one. Local thing. It was more like a ginger rip beer, so I don't think it had anything in it. But some of the con people I went to the convention, they thought maybe I was bummed with a beer or something. It's not. Oh, okay, it's like a near beer thing. It just looks a little like. But yeah, yeah, it was odd. It was talking about different mangas and animes that do a dream sequence or memory sequence, including an anime that was ripped off to make Inception. Although I didn't think from the clip they showed that it was all that much like Inception, except that there was a dream machine in it that was being used to get into dreams. But if the city had gone all weird and wonky and folded in upon itself, then I'd be like, yeah, they got that from that. But no, they didn't do that part. So I don't know how much close it was. The other one, he was saying, oh, this is like Up, because it was out 8 years before Up, but it wasn't really this other dream story. It was more like Waterworld. And the guy was diving down into the ocean to get it to below the city. Yeah, that clip wasn't like, maybe at some point it is like Up, but not there. So, and then there's, yeah, so, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Well, apparently I didn't write the last one. The last one was at 4. Or 4 to 5. Or maybe it was 5. Might have been 5. And it was a panel on make anime great again. It was the snarky guys from the Cthulhu panel. That Cthulhu program. And they basically made random, internet meme statements out of stuff. Mainly about Shaggy and Jackie Chan and stuff like that. And Toonami is awesome. And you figure they're millennials, so they're going to do that. The guys up there were probably in their early 30s. Late 20s, early 30s. So they were going on about stuff that I hadn't heard of course. Yeah. Then I went up there afterward and they said, well, there should have been a Chuck Norris meme, and they're all, oh, that's way dead. Yeah, we don't want that. Well, I said, it's not as dead as Rickroll. I said, no, that's even more so. Rickroll. Yeah, that's even more so. Anything 10 years old or more is going to be ancient to them. But yes, the other stuff was pretty dead. But yeah, so yeah, this was Sunday. Oh yeah, and yes, there was. And as for crazy people, there's going to be a little mention on there of crazy lady on the train. But on this version, I tell you what she actually said. There was this crazy black lady on the train. She was like fidgeting with her hair and stuff, and cussing at this dude she got on the train with. But she didn't really get on the train with him. What it was is they got on the train at the same time, and she was like tripping balls. If she had balls, she'd be tripping them. She apparently thought that her daddy was once her mama, or her mama was once her daddy. Somehow they had tried to impregnate her with her transgender daddy's sperm or something. It didn't make any sense. If she was her mom and now she's her daddy, then that's not going to work. And then there's something about Alabama thrown in there. And there's something about like anything you could think of. She was totally insulting random people on the train, pretending to be talking into a Bluetooth, which wasn't on, and a cell phone, which she didn't have. So she's like, "Oh, you bitch! Damn you, bitch! You bitch! You stole my boyfriend, but I'm the child of Justin Bieber and stuff." And she's all cussing and swearing and shit. And this white guy got all uppity at one point when he was going to get off at Fair Oaks. So it was on the Mountain View train. I was on the wrong train anyway, so they're going to switch trains at Tasman. He's like, "Oh, I could take you. Quit making noise." Oh, and she's like, "Oh, shit, I run track. I take you out." But I don't even think that she was saying it to him. I think she was on such another planet that she didn't realize she was making a scene on the train because she was that gone. On whatever drug she was on something. And I don't think she realized, like, what she was really doing, if anything. There was a security lady on the train, but it wasn't train security. She was also black. She didn't say nothing, which was odd. And at one point she commented, I know she was a little aware of her surroundings. She commented on the martial arts outfit I was wearing. And I was just kind of enjoying the show. I wasn't giggling at her or anything. "Oh, the karate guy over there, the karate guy on the train, shit, oh." It was like, that was all, it's a costume. I was a karate guy. Don't worry about it. Shit. And once I got off the train at the Tasman, I said, "Man, I hope that lady can find Jesus." Yeah, I didn't insult her. I said, "Find Jesus." The other dude, the black dude happened to get off the train with me, and he's all, "Yep, she was on something." I said, "Yep, she was on, I don't know what she was on, but she was on something." She's tripping. Tourette's drugs or something. She sounded kind of like the Tourette's guy from the internet. Very similar, kind of like, I'm yelling and screaming at this girl that isn't there on the phone that was not there. The Bluetooth was not on. She was talking into the wall. Because she was crazy. Exactly. I said at the bus stop. I had to be a little bit quiet at the train stop because that one dude might have come over and gone like, "Oh." Yeah, she was nuts. Yeah, I don't even think she was aware that other people were on the train with her and that were, like, there. Because when that one dude tried to confront her, he was like, she, like, almost didn't acknowledge his existence. Sort of the reverse of when, years ago, when Joel Hackett, the media play from Pine Hill. The reverse of that. Because I snapped him out of it. Yeah, but there's a cop car siren going in the background. That makes this place sound real ghetto. But, yeah, that's, yeah, so there was nothing weird and so on. And I'm figuring the dude from earlier who was complaining about the pictures had probably, thinking of afterwards, since he sounded kind of special as well, that probably minutes before I had taken a picture of myself, actually, the last picture that was on there was of me, not of someone else. But the last picture that I took at that point, he'd probably been called out on it. And he was probably like, "I know what I'll do. he was probably taking pictures of people surreptitiously, and he was called out on it. So he figured, I know what I'll do. I'll pass the buck. I'll go over to the next person and tell them not to do it, even if they're not really doing it, because then I'll look better. Yeah, and maybe I'll get a girlfriend. Oh, that's probably what he was thinking. I bet that's exactly what he was thinking. He's like, no, that's not how that works. He probably went back over to the girl that he was getting turned off by. He probably said, see, I was chivalrous to somebody. I told him to get lost. It's like, that's not chivalrous. That's just annoying. No. That's probably not what happened, but it could be close to what happened, because I can tell that social actor what they're thinking. It's cold reading. It's not psychic. So tomorrow there will be Fanime, or Fanime. I probably said Bacon. More Fanime. Yeah. Last